Now we have a couple graphs. So we're going to graph the following linear equations. First one we're looking at, y equals 4x minus 5. So we're going to start at our starting point, which is going to be our y-intercept. So that's going to be that 0, negative 5 that we see from there. And we're going to use our slope to navigate. So we know that my slope is going to be 4. That's in the slope location. Remember, we always want to use slope as fractions. It's easiest for us to think about them as fractions because now when I look at this, I can say, okay, I'm going up 4 and I'm going to go right 1 since they're both positive. So I'm going to start at the point 0, negative 5. That's my starting point. 0, negative 5 down here. And my slope tells me to go up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and right 1. Up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and right 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, right 1. If I run out of real estate, I can always turn it back around and go down 4 and left 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, and left 1. That's where my dots are all going to line up. So I can look at that, connect the dots, draw my arrows on the end. Looking over here, you got x plus y equals 4. This is not written in slope-intercept form, but what we can do to get into slope-intercept form is get that y by itself. So how can I do that? I'm going to subtract x from both sides. So now that y equals negative x plus 4. If you look at this, you can see that your your y-intercept is 0, 4. So that's fine. But take a look at this, and you're going to see that your slope is just a negative sign. Now, if it's just a negative sign, remember, that means that it's negative 1. We don't need to write 1 when it's a coefficient. We can just simply leave nothing there. It can just be the variable. Or if it's negative 1, we can just put a negative sign. So keep that in mind. So now my slope tells me that negative 1 written as a fraction is negative 1 over 1. So I've got a starting point. I also have a slope to navigate. So my starting point is going to be 0, 4. My slope tells me to go down 1 and right 1. So I can go down 1, right 1, and I can do that. And you can go all the way out, or you can go up 1 and left 1. Remember, you can move that negative sign to the top or the bottom. And then connect your dots, and you've got yourself a line. Last piece of the puzzle here, write a slope-intercept linear equation given the following points. So now this is going to go back to what we had before, and I'm going to go ahead and grab this hexagon here and just copy it down, because what you're going to end up seeing is that we're going to start at 2 points. So we've got these 2 points right here. We're going to start at 2 points. We are going to plug them into the slope formula. We're going to use a point and a slope here to get the point slope form. And then to get from here to here, all you're going to do is solve for y. And everything is already going to be set up for you when you do that. So it's to get the point slope form, you use the slope that you got, and you use a point and you plug it in point slope form. To get from point slope to slope intercept form, you're going to have to do a couple extra steps, but really the brunt of the work is done. So we got 2 points here. Let's go ahead and find out what the slope is of those so we can use our slope formula from a couple days ago. Negative 8 minus 1 and 5 minus 2. Over here, negative 8 minus 1 is negative 3. Oops, sorry. One step ahead of myself. This is going to be negative 9. 5 minus 2 is 3. So my slope is negative 3. So I know that my slope is negative 3, and I'm going to use the point, let's just use the point 2, 1. And I'm going to use the point 2, 1. Put this in point slope form. So I started with 2 points. I am now moving to find the slope, and then we're going to put it in point slope form. So point slope form is going to be y minus y1, which in this case is just going to be 1, equals m, which is negative 3, x minus x1, which is going to be 2 in this situation. Remember, this is your y1, and this is your x1. And those go into the corresponding spots on your point slope form from yesterday. So now we have this in point slope form, which is good, but we want to write it in slope-intercept form. That's where we're going to go back here and we're going to use this nifty little trick here that we're just going to solve for y. So if it comes down to it, you see that we have negative 3 getting multiplied through the parentheses. So I got negative 3x. I've also got a plus 6. Y is not by itself yet. We're going to add 1 to both sides, and you're going to see that y equals negative 3x plus 7. And that is in slope-intercept form. That matches that y equals mx plus b that we're looking for.